Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Shri Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Shri Baladev Purnima Ki Jai, Baladev Purnima Maha Mahotsav Titi Ki Jai, Shri Baladev Prabhu Ki Jai, Akhanda Guru Tattva Shri Balaram Jiu Ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande. So, first of all, I'm offering my unlimited Dandavat Pranams and my Shraddha Pushpanjali at the lotus feet of my most worshipable beloved Guru Dev, Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Astatarasata Shri Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada, who became the Nityananda Shakti Avesh avatar for this Kali Yuga. And Nityananda Prabhu descended into him, and he became Shakti Avesh avatar of Nityananda, who is none other than Baladev Prabhu himself, and thus he saved the whole world. So, then I offer my same unlimited Dandavat Pranams, my Shraddha Pushpanjali at the lotus feet of my most worshipable beloved Siksha Guru Devs, Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Astatarasata Shri Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, and Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Astatarasata Shri Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and both of these great Mahabhagavad Acharya personalities have continued to extend this mercy and these teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the deepest levels all throughout the world. So my unlimited obeisances unto all of my three most worshipable Guru Devs. Then my Dandavat Pranams to all the of our Sri Rupanuga Guru Varga, my Dandavat Pranams to all of the Siksha Guru Varga, and my Dandavat Pranams to all the Vaishnavas and to all the Vaishnavis. So, Baladev's birthday. So this is a lecture given in 2008, 16th of August, 2008. So there's a foreword to this lecture stating that on Baladev Prabhu's divine appearance day, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, he gave a discourse in Hindi, then it was translated by Radhika Dasi of Russia, Jagat Mohini's daughter. So the below is a transcription of that translation. Now, we've heard some of these points already because we've read something from Srila Gurudev's Harikatha about Baladev Prabhu. So, today is the appearance day of Rohini Nandan Baladev. And according to the Vedic scripture Garga Samhita, Baladev Prabhu appeared after Janmashtami. But if this is accepted, there would be confusion. Baladev would be older than Krishna by 1 year, and then they would not be able to play together or to wrestle with each other on equal terms. and they would and have their name giving ceremony performed for both of them at the same time. Would not be possible if Baladev was born 1 year earlier than Krishna. So, therefore, Srila Jiva Goswami has explained, quote, Baladev Prabhu appeared after Julan Yatra on the Purnima, the full moon day. And then 7 days later, Sri Krishna appeared on Bhadra Ashtami, the auspicious 8th day of the moon in the month of Bhadra, August to September. So after Krishna appeared from the womb of Devaki in his four-armed form of Vishnu, then Vasudeva brought him to Gokul. Now the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the reservoir of all relationships, simultaneously he took birth in Gokul. In this way, he appeared at both places, in Mathura and Gokul, at the same time. And then the opulent form of Krishna, his Vaibhav Prakash, who had appeared in the four-armed form, merged into the original form of Krishna, the son of Yashoda. So in the same way, Baladev Prabhu's partial expansion first appeared in the womb of Devaki. And then following Krishna's order, Yogamaya transferred him to the womb of Rohini. There in Braja, he manifested in his full feature. So the partial expansion of Baladev, that was transferred from Devaki's to Rohini's womb, where Baladev's full original feature manifested. So in Vrindavan, Krishna is the son of Yashoda, and Baladev is the son of Rohini. And they are the source of all other expansions. So when Krishna and Baladev, when they leave Vraja for Mathura or for Dwarka, then at that time they are the sons of Devaki. Devaki Nandan, Baladev, lives in Mathura. And then Sankarshan, Pradyumna and Aniruddha manifest from him, from Devaki Nandan Baladev in Mathura. So the first of this Chaturvyuha, this quadruple expansion, the first is Sankarshan. And Baladev Prabhu manifests himself in his partial expansion as the Mool Sankarshan. Mool means root. So that's where does that take place? In Mathura. When Baladev Prabhu is in Mathura, then he manifests the Chaturvyuha, and also because there's also Mathura and Dwarka in the spiritual world. So there, Baladev manifests as Sankarshan, but which Sankarshan? Mool Sankarshan. Mool, the original Sankarshan. He's the root from which all other manifestations come. So, then in Vaikuntha he manifests as Maha Sankarshan in Vaikuntha. And then Maha Sankarshan manifests as who? Karan Dakshai Vishnu. From him, Garbho Dakshai Vishnu. From him, Kiru Dakshai Vishnu. So, that Kiru Dakshai Vishnu is present in the hearts of all jivas. And his final expansion is the infinite Ananta Shesh. So throughout India on this day, all the ladies, they bind Rakis on their brothers. Another name of a Raki is Ananta. People used to wear these Anantas, which were made either of gold or silver, so that Ananta Dev would protect them. Baladev Prabhu takes the form of Ananta Shesh, on whose coils rests Karan Dakshai Vishnu, Garbho Dakshai and Kiru Dakshai. So in this way, he serves them all. He arranges everything necessary for Krishna's manifestations. He becomes Krishna's sandals, Krishna's umbrella and his seat. All that exists in Braja is Baladev Prabhu's manifestation. Everything that exists in Braja is Baladev Prabhu's manifestation. So now Gurudev is going to break that down. How? How is everything Baladev's manifestation? So Krishna is Sachidananda. Did you know that? Tiznayash. Krishna Satchitananda. Tiznayash Katori Satchitananda. Do you know what is Satchitananda?
He was hearing what does it.
Okay. Today you will know. Krishna's body, his form. What is our body made of? What is our body made of? Translate so she can understand what I'm telling. I'm talking with her. Translate. Tell. What is our body made of?
Чего наше тело состоит? Наше тело, человеческое. Liquid, something liquid like this.
Yeah. But our body is made of these material elements. Like earth, water, fire, air, ether. These five. Our body is made of that. We also have a second body, besides this gross body that you can see with your eyes. We have a subtle body, Tonki Tiel. That subtle body is made of 3 material elements, not spiritual, material elements. What are those material elements? Mana, which means your mind. Buddhi means your intelligence. And false ego, ahankara, my sense of who I am, but false understanding of who I am. Most subtle energy called ahankar. So, our bodies are made of these 8 elements, our subtle body and our gross body. But is Krishna's body made of these elements?
3 elements.
No. What is Krishna's body made of?
Из чего сделано Кришну тело? Блаженство. Ananda. She said Ananda.
Okay, that's one. There are 3 different aspects of Krishna's body, his existence. One is Ananda. What are the other 2?
Sachit. Sat. 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 S-A-T. Да, Сат. Нет, сладость.
Sat.
Сат – сладость.
Da. He?
Чит.
Chit.
Знание. Чит – знание.
Chit means knowledge. Also, chit means consciousness. Chit. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Say that.
Скажи это.
Скажи.
Сат.
Apyat.
Несколько раз повтори.
Apyat. Okay. Now you will always know what Krishna is made of.
И ты знаешь.
Is our body made of... Well, first of all, you have to learn what is Sat Chit Ananda. Now Gurudev is going to explain that. Sat Chit Ananda. So, Krishna is Sat Chit Ananda. Translate. Now, Sat is Sandini. Sandini means eternal existence. Eternal. Vechnaya. Existence. Sandini. And also eternal maintenance. This existence means Sat. So Krishna is made of eternal existence. Then Chit. Chit is knowledge. And Ananda is actually Hladini. Pleasure, ecstasy, ekstase. Krishna's made of ekstase. Krishna's made of knowledge. Krishna's made of existence. Eternal. All eternal. Now Baladev, we're talking about him today because it's his appearance day today. So Gurudev is explaining about Baladev that he is the presiding deity of the first kind of energy. Which one? Sat. Baladev presides over Sat, existence. All existence comes from him. Sandini Shakti. Sandini is Sat. Then, who is the deity who presides over Chit? Knowledge. Krishna is. Krishna is the presiding deity. It's called Adhistatri Devata. Krishna is the presiding deity of Chit, or also Samvit. Samvit Shakti. Knowledge. But later on, Gurudev explains that this also means bhavs, moods. All moods and bhavs, all knowledge, comes from Krishna. Now, what about Srimati Radhika? Srimati Radhika is the presiding deity of Ananda, or Hladini. Hladini. Ananda I Hladini. Skaji. Okay. So, when these three are joined together, Sat, Chit and Ananda, is knowledge. This Satchitananda joined together, what is it? It is knowledge in eternal spiritual existence, which is full of bliss. Is our body made of bliss? Our body is made of suffering. Yes. Mostly suffering. But Krishna and all the eternal associates of Krishna in the spiritual world, their bodies are made of eternity, knowledge, and bliss. But Krishna is the source of all of this. So, this is Sachid Ananda, Sri Krishna. When Krishna is with all of his energies, when he's accompanied with all of his energies, Satchit Ananda, then his manifestations are called, whatever Krishna expands himself, his manifestations, when he is with all of his energies, Satchidananda, then his manifestations, they are called Svamsha. Svaamsha. Svamsha. Svamsha into incarnations. What does that mean? That means actually he himself has expanded. He is still himself, but he has expanded into another form, and then that form expands into another form. So Krishna can do this. So each one of these expansions is the possessor of Sat Chit Ananda, and Krishna is completely with all of his energies in full. He is Bhagavan. So then when he expands himself, they are called his Svamsha incarnations. But now there's another manifestation of Krishna. When he is only with his Chit energy, not with the others, only with his Chit energy, then he is called Brahman. This all-pervading Brahma Jyoti. And then, when he is situated within his Jiva Shakti, Krishna is situated in his Jiva Shakti, yes, then his Satchidananda energies, they are present only in a very minute form, like us. We are very tiny. Very, very tiny, very small. But when Krishna manifests as Jiva Shakti, then his energies are present only in a very minute form. That Satchidananda is present, but in a very minute form. So those manifestations of Krishna, when he is with his Jiva Shakti, what are they called? They're called Vibhinamsha. Vibhinamsha. That means the Jiva. The minute spiritual particle living entity. Minute, very small. That is the Jiva. So then Gurudev says, in another way it can be said that when Sri Krishna leaves aside all of his other Shaktis and he is situated in his Tatastha Shakti, his Jiva Shakti, then he is called Karana Dakashai Vishnu or Mahavishnu. Because Mahavishnu's expansions are what? The innumerable infinitesimal living entities called the Jivas. So, there are two types of Jivas. Do you know that? There are two types of Jivas? What are the two types of Jivas? Do you know? What are they?
First type, it is Nitya Siddha Jiva. It is internal associates of Krishna. And the second, it is Bhada Jiva, who in this material world, Bhada Jiva. Bhada Mukti. Bhada.
I can't hear you.
Bhada and Mukti.
Bhada?
No. Nitya Siddhi, it is who all time in this spiritual world. They never has been in the material world. But ours who came from...
Translate what he's saying so she can understand.
He translates by his...
Yeah, you should, but he's not translating what you're telling.
And the second type of jiva, it is who is material world, but this type also divide for two type. First, who первые дживы, это те, которые вечно обусловленные здесь, а второй тип, это те, которые стремятся к Богу, они уже на пути к Кришне. So I give more deep explanation. Actually, in this world we have also two types jivas. It is who doesn't know about Krishna and others. It is who coming to Krishna consciousness now in the process. Krishna.
No. That's not. This is not Siddhanta. What you're telling. The Siddhanta, the two types of jivas, are eternally liberated and eternally conditioned.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two types. Okay?
Yes.
They're two separate types. But essentially, they are identical. Why? Because they're Jiva Shakti. But it's very essential to understand that Baladev Prabhu, he manifests the Jivas in the Goloka Vrindavan. So I'm going to continue to read here so we can cover this point. So in Braja, Baladev Prabhu is the son of Rohini. That's who he is known as, Rohini Nandan Baladev, in Braja. And in Mathura and in Dwarka, he is known as Devaki Nandan, the son of Devaki. He manifests in these and also other forms to serve Krishna in all of Krishna's incarnations. Do you know that? Baladev serves Krishna in every single one of Krishna's incarnations. So in Krishna's incarnation as Lord Ram, Ramchandra, Baladev became Ram's younger brother. What was his name? Lakshman. So Lakshman did not like to carry out some of Ram's orders, like taking the exiled Sita to the forest, but he was compelled to follow his elder brother's order. So during the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Baladev Prabhu came as Nityananda Prabhu, the elder brother of Mahaprabhu. And when Mahaprabhu would lose consciousness due to being immersed in the mood of Srimati Radhika, then Nityananda would take care of him. So also, Nityananda is Guru Tattva. Baladev Prabhu is called Guru Tattva. The principle of Guru is Baladev Prabhu. Baladev killed a particular demon. What demon was that? Dhenuk Asur. Dhenuk Asur. He came in the form of a what? Huh? Dhenuk Asur, what form?
Осел, Данти.
Yes. Paruski? Asyol. So, you know that this demon who came in the form of an ass, Asyol. This demon represents one very big anartha. Actually, all the demons that Krishna killed, or Baladev killed, they all represent a particular anartha. That's why they're killing these demons, because Krishna kills and removes all impediments. So because Baladev Prabhu is the Guru Tattva personified, right? So therefore, he killed Dhenukasura because Dhenukasura is the personification of ignorance. Ignorance, avidya. Who else did Baladev kill? He killed another demon named Pralambasura. Do you know Pralambasura is the personified form of what? Hypocrisy. Yes. And here's Gurudev's famous statement. He says, until our heart is not cleared of hypocrisy, we will attain nothing in the realm of bhakti. You remember hearing that? I remember, you know how a person at the end of his emails, he'll put some quotation like in Gmail. So Radhakanta always put this there. Very clear statement by Gurudev that until our heart is not cleared of hypocrisy, then we will attain nothing in the realm of bhakti. It's a pretty absolute statement. if we want a good job, if we want good marriage, we want good relatives, how can Krishna come into our heart then, when it is filled with so many material desires? No, Krishna can't come. He will not come. Therefore, what does Baladev do? First, Baladev Prabhu comes and he purifies us of those material desires. Another demon, is kind of like a mixed, is the one gorilla named Dvivida. Baladev also killed him. Do you know that in Ram Leela, Dvivida also fought for Ram? But what did he do also in Ram Leela? He offended Lakshman during Ram's pastimes. He did not give proper respect to Lakshman. So Dvivida also appeared. He stayed on the earth actually, all the way through. And then in the Leela, Krishna Leela, then Dvivida appeared, and Baladev, it's all described in these kathas, how Baladev, because he appeared and he was insulting Balaram. This is when Baladev went to Braj and was dancing with the gopis. And he came there and he showed his bottom side and his teeth and, and he was insulting. So Baladev had to teach him a lesson and he killed him. So, now when Baladev visited Naimisharanya, Romaharshan, there was one sage named Romaharshan, and he was actually narrating the Shastras there. There were thousands of sages. So when Baladev entered into that assembly, everyone stood up to greet Baladev. But out of pride, Romaharshan did not rise from his seat and he did not show respect. So then Baladev Prabhu said, I am Jagat Guru. I am the Guru of the entire universe. Thousands of sages have offered their respectful obeisances to me, but you did not even rise from your seat. You are not qualified to be a guru and speak Bhagavatam. So with these words, Baladev Prabhu killed him. You know how? Simply by touching him with a blade of kusha grass. And then all the sages there, they cried, Alas, alas, oh Baladev Prabhu, you have made a great mistake. Although you are the Lord of the entire world, but it was wrong of you to kill Romaharshan, who was glorifying the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then Baladev said, oh, should I bring him back to life? He said to the sages, No. Find someone else who can narrate Bhagavatam to us. And then Baladev Prabhu put his lotus hand on the head of Romaharshan's son, who was named Sutta Goswami. And he was the disciple of Srila Shukadev Goswami. Then he blessed him by saying, may all the Vedas, all the Puranas, Upanishads, Srimad Bhagavatam and other scriptures manifest in your heart. Sit on this asana and narrate all these scriptures to the sages. So, Baladev Prabhu, he is the original guru. He is called the Adi Guru. All gurus are an extension of Baladev. And because he's the Adi Guru, the original Guru, he can give all knowledge. He can give it. So this pastime is described in the Srimad Bhagavatam, and there are many other histories as well. So now, Gurudev is moving on in narrating Baladev Prabhu's pastimes. So when Krishna kidnapped Rukmini, do you know what kidnapping is? По-русски. Kidnap.
Похитил.
So, in those times, the Kshatriyas, this was very common. They would kidnap from the palace the person who they wanted to take as their wife. Even there would be fighting sometimes. So, Krishna kidnapped Rukmini. And her brother was named Rukmi. So he conquered all the armies of Rukmi who chased after Krishna. Now at that time, Rukmi raised his arm and he vowed to stop Krishna or never to return to his kingdom. He made a violent attack on Krishna. But Krishna caught hold of him and bound him up. Krishna was ready to kill him. But when Baladev Prabhu arrived there, he exclaimed, "What are you doing? Leave him, leave him." So therefore, instead of killing Rukmi, Krishna did what? Cut his hair, leaving a multitude of locks loosely hanging. Now that's a style. But in those days, it would have been a tremendous insult to a Kshatriya. So, he cut loose, Krishna cut loose the ropes that bound Rukmi, and then he let him go. Oh, why was Baladev telling Krishna to not do that? Because Baladev Prabhu was worried that Rukmini would suffer if her brother was killed. And that is why he advised Krishna to free him. So, thus, he solved that situation in the most excellent way. So now, do you know, Gurudev is now talking about happiness and distress. Do you know what happiness is? Что? Happiness. Yeah. Shaistya. Happiness. Do you know what distress is?
Ты знаешь, что такое несчастье?
What she said.
Ты забыла, что ли? Near with you, I have only happiness.
No, but do you know what distress is?
Но ты не знаешь, что такое несчастье?
Of course you do. Kanyeshna, tiznayesh. So now Gurudev is going to give us a very important lesson here now. Because this world is just a place of happiness and distress. Waves and waves are coming. Waves and waves and waves are coming. Sometimes happiness, sometimes distress. Now, Gurudev is saying that this happiness and distress, they're not in our hands. We don't control them. This happiness and distress does not depend on us. Whatever happens in a devotee's life, pay close attention now. Pay close attention. Whatever happens in a devotee's life, whatever happens, it is not his karma, but it is Krishna's mercy. When suffering comes, an ordinary devotee, ordinary, not advanced devotee, when some suffering comes to that devotee, he becomes hopeless and he laments, "Oh alas, what shall I do? What shall I do?" So, such a devotee, because he's not advanced in knowledge, he must taste the fruits of his own past activities, his karma. Yes. He will be tasting the fruits of his karma. But, Gurudev says, however, an advanced devotee, he thinks, how does he think? He thinks, oh, this is the Supreme Lord's mercy. My Lord has sent me this suffering to free me from pride and to make me humble and also to make me tolerant. This is how an advanced devotee accepts whatever is taking place. A true devotee, he accepts with a smile. Whatever suffering is coming, he accepts it with a smile. But on the other hand, a materialistic person, what does he accept suffering with? Tears. Just crying, tears, lamenting. So there are many teaching in Baladev Prabhu's pastimes. Now, do you know, even there is a Leela, a pastime about when there was a disagreement between Baladev and Krishna. And when persons hear this, then they might think, well, this should not be so. This should not be that there's a disagreement between Baladev and Krishna. So, and the person who has a doubt like this, he may think that, oh, doesn't Baladev know Krishna's heart? So, as explained earlier, Baladev is not different from Krishna. Baladev is Krishna's second body, actually. He is Krishna. The only difference is that they carry different paraphernalia. Krishna carries the flute in Braja. Baladev carries a horn or a bugle made out of a buffalo horn, or sometimes made out of leaves. So Baladev carries that in Braja. And they also have slightly different appearances, Krishna and Balaram. So why then would they have any disagreement? So this question cannot be answered without the knowledge of what is called Naravat Leela. Naravat Leela. Do you know what Naravat means? Nara means a human being. So just like in this world, the human beings, they have so many activities that they do, which are human-like activities. And when Krishna and Balaram descend to this world, although they're the Supreme Lords, but they also play like human beings. And therefore, sometimes in their pastimes, something will happen, and you may think, whoa, there's a quarrel. They're quarreling. Krishna and Balaram, they're quarreling. So, but actually they are two loving brothers. They have love for one another. They're brothers. But it appears that they argue. Father and son, or son and mother, they may also have apparent disagreements in their loving exchanges. So Baladev Prabhu, he wanted that his sister Subhadra should marry who? No, Baladev wanted that his sister Subhadra should marry Duryodhan. Duryodhan. Baladev wanted, but Krishna and also Vasudev, Rohini, Devaki, all the other members of the Yadu family, they wanted her to marry Arjuna. But none of them would dare to express their wishes out of fear of Baladev. They were afraid of Baladev. So no one could bend Baladev to accept her marriage with Arjuna. Not even Vasudev nor Devaki nor Rohini, they could not bend Baladev. They all feared to act against his desire. So now Krishna wondered, what should be done? Whatever happens, my sister must not marry that villain Duryodhana, who is the enemy of the Pandavas and of the Yadus, and he is my enemy as well. So therefore, Krishna arranged a trick. Krishna arranged a trick. What was that trick? Krishna told Arjuna, listen Arjuna, you should dress up as a sannyasi and you should come to Dwarka. You should perform your sadhan bhajan there. And my sister Subhadra will come to get your darshan. And then you can flee Dwarka together with her. So this was a trick by Krishna, that Arjuna would be disguised so no one would be able to recognize him. And that's pretty amazing, because Yoga Maya, when she wants to disguise someone, no one can recognize them. So Arjuna agreed to this idea. And when he actually saw Subhadra, he was so enchanted by her beauty, and he felt a strong desire to marry her. So in the meantime, Duryodhana was eagerly waiting for her arrival, just as Shishupal previously was awaiting Rukmini in his palace. So Duryodhana, he thought, if I marry Subhadra, what was his idea? Why did Duryodhana also want to marry Subhadra? Because he had a sinister motive, that if I marry Subhadra, then all of the Yadus will be on my side, and they will not be on the side of the Pandavas. He was a clever politician, but Arjuna disrupted his plans by coming to Dwarka dressed as a sannyasi. He did not talk to anyone. He lived a very austere life, and he ate and slept very little, as real sannyasis do. Now Yashoda Maya, she loves Krishna with all of her heart. But when Putana came, Yashoda thought, oh, this lady is so full of affection. Why should she stand outside? I should let her in. You know that last time? Krishna was just born, 6 days old only, baby. And this demoness, Putana, came there in disguise. She looked so beautiful, like a demigoddess. But actually she was a witch, Putana. But Mother Yashoda, she saw this lady, and because this is Yoga Maya doing this, so even Yashoda became entranced. Oh, this lady is so full of affection. Why should she stand outside? I should let her in. So she could not discern that the Putana's loveliness was false. And similarly, Arjuna was able to bewilder all the residents of Dwarka. Even Baladev Prabhu came to him to offer obeisances. Even Baladev. And Arjuna gave him blessings. So in the meanwhile, Krishna instructed Subhadra. Here's what he told her. Krishna told Subhadra, this sannyasi has come to fulfill your innermost desire. Go and worship him. Then Subhadra dressed exquisitely, decorating herself with 16 kinds of ornaments, and she arrived in her chariot to see Arjuna. Subhadra's driving her chariot with the horses. Arjuna was informed about her arrival, and he was ready and waiting for her. Then he seated her on his own chariot, and then personally he entered upon his chariot. And then he gave the reins to control the horses into Subhadra's hands. And while she was driving the chariot, he stood with his bow and his arrows in his hands. And he forbade anyone to stop them. So all of a sudden, Baladev began to cry out, "Arjun stole my sister!" And when he heard the news, yes. Yeah, so Baladev, when he heard the news that Arjun had stolen his sister, then he called to all the Yadus, "Come, Yadus, we should take a big army with us, and we should punish this offender." So when they were about to set out for the chase, then Krishna checked them by inquiring, "Where are you going?" Baladev told Krishna, "Do you not know? Arjun has kidnapped our sister." Then Krishna said, "Oh brother, don't you know that kidnapping is within our family tradition? Did I not kidnap Rukmini? Did Samba not kidnap Duryodhana's daughter? So what is the wrong if Arjun does the same? You actually helped Samba in this undertaking when he tried to kidnap Duryodhana's daughter. So don't you remember that you led our armies against Duryodhana? And what's more, do you really see Arjuna kidnapping Subhadra? Is that what you're seeing with your eyes? No. Subhadra is the one driving the chariot. Oh Baladev ji, you may kill Arjuna, but if you do so, your sister will be very distressed." Then Baladev replied, "Why didn't you tell me about this before?" Baladev told Krishna. "If you all are in favor of her marriage with Arjuna, then I shall also agree." So what do we see here? We see that there was a disagreement between Krishna and Baladev, which was really not a disagreement, but it was a semblance of a disagreement for the purpose of what? Successfully executing their pastimes together. And then also, in the final days of the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Bhima, he had a club fight with Duryodhana. Bhima was club fighting with Duryodhana. Both Duryodhana and Bhima had learned club fighting from Baladev Prabhu because Baladev carries a club. So in the beginning of this duel fight between Bhima and Duryodhana, then Baladev arrived there. And then in front of Baladev, Krishna gave a signal to Bhima. Krishna gave him a signal. Do you know what the signal was? Krishna, with his hand, he went like this on his own thigh, signaling that Bhima should crush with a heavy blow his club on Duryodhana's thigh. But there's one problem here. Do you know that in club fighting there are strict rules? No one is allowed to hit below the waist of the other person. They cannot hit below the waist. So that's against the rules of club fighting. But it was Krishna who advised Bhima to do so. And Baladev saw that. So when this happened, Baladev raised his club in great anger and he was ready to kill Bhima. Yes. And then Krishna, he remarked to Baladev, "Oh, today you are just in time, brother. But where were you when Duryodhana, Shakuni, and the others murdered our dear nephew, Abhimanyu? Where were you? When this wicked Duryodhana tried to burn the Pandavas alive in the Shalak palace, where were you to save them? When he and his brothers tried to undress Draupadi in the Kaurava assembly, where were you to protect her? Where were you when Duryodhana did all this injustice to the Pandavas?" So then, when Krishna said this to Baladev, then Baladev calmed his anger, and he left the scene in silence. And he acted in accordance with Krishna's desire. So, Lord Baladev's pastimes are unlimited, his virtues are unlimited, and his love for Krishna is unlimited. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. So that's Gurudev's first lecture. And now the second lecture, I'm going to maybe not read the whole thing, but we'll try. So the second lecture was given on the 15th of August in the year 2000. And it's titled Lord Baladev's Appearance Day. And this was translated by Sripad Ramachandra Das Adhikari. So Gurudev is now telling, you know the pastime of Sri Baladev's killing of Ramaharshan Sutta. You know that. But do you know why he did it? The fact is that this Ramaharshan Sutta, he never honored any devotees. He thought, I am supreme of all. I am guru of all the 88,000 rishis assembled here. That's what Ramaharshan was thinking. There were thousands of devotees present who were actually superior to him. But he never gave any respect to them. You know that Baladev, he knows everything. Baladev knows everything, and therefore he realized this, that this was the attitude of Ramaharshan Sutta. So he at once came to test him. And as Ramaharshan Sutta was accustomed not to honor any Vaishnava, thinking himself superior to all, when Baladev Prabhu arrived, he also did not honor him. He could not stand up from his position and do pranams. So if anyone is like this, then he is neither qualified to tell Harikatha, nor is he qualified to hear Harikatha. So Baladev Prabhu at once cut him. He said, nonsense. You don't want to respect any of the devotees, and you think that you are superior to them because you're telling Harikatha and that they are hearing. So he had never offered pranam to his audience, quite opposite to this. So Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also used to offer pranam to his entire audience. And feeling that they were prominent, he would tell them, if you were not here, then I cannot tell Harikatha to anyone. You are like my Vipada Udarana Bandhu. That means you are my friends who are saving me from great danger. So if anyone explaining Harikatha thinks, oh, none of them know anything, then what is this? This is an offense. So although someone may not be speaking Harikatha, but still he may be as qualified as Srila Haridas Thakur or as Srila Gaura Kishore Das Babaji. he may be lakhs times superior to the person telling Harikatha. So those who are tasting Vaishnava Seva, Harinam, and hearing of Harikatha have more Sukriti than anyone. Sometimes we neglect this, but we should try not to neglect. So then he explains about Baladev Prabhu killing Dvivida Bandara. But he explains it from a certain angle. So Baladev Prabhu also killed Dvivida Bandara gorilla in Dwarka. Dvivida Bandara was present at the time of Ram. And he had served him. He had served Ram so much. And he had helped him to fight against Ravana. However, he had never given honor to Lakshman. He was thinking, what has Lakshman done? Nothing. He did not understand that Lakshman ji was always serving Ram, and in fact, he was Ram himself. So Dvivida, he lived for so long that he was also present at the time of Krishna. However, because he had the bad association of Baumasura, of Mayadanava, Kalyavana, Jarasandha, and all other demons, so he also became more and more stupid. He began to see everywhere, in all devotees, some loophole, some fault, and he used to criticize them. And again he was finding a loophole in Lakshman, who was now in the form of Baladev Prabhu. So this monkey, Dvivida gorilla, he became naked. And he began to show off his body to the young women with whom Baladev was enjoying pastimes. So in that condition, he began to criticize Baladev. And he said, how can you respect Balaram? Balaram is a lampat, very lusty person. He has Revati as his wife, and he is so much attached to her. So anyone can be like this if he has the association of those who criticize Vaishnavas. Then anyone can become like this. Such a person will have no eyes to see the qualities of the Vaishnavas. And even a Kanishta is superior to him. One should try to be very humble with all, and especially one should not try to see faults or loopholes in any Vaishnavas. If we start finding faults in Vaishnavas, then we will come to a state like Dvivida gorilla. We will also start finding faults in our Guru, and we will also in Akhanda Guru Tattva, that is in Balaram or in Nityananda Prabhu, and even those who were killed by Baladev Prabhu, like Dvivida Bandara and Romaharshan Sutta. Oh, they were very fortunate. We are even worse than Dvivida. And we are worse than Romaharshan Sutta, because we don't have this opportunity to be killed by Baladev. We are not so fortunate, and we are still cultivating so many aparads. So why does Baladev Prabhu, so what does Baladev Prabhu do? What does Baladev do? He plows. What does he plow? He cultivates. He cultivates. In Braja, he cultivates the field of the eternal living entities, the jivas. He is preparing them, or he is producing them. And he is creating, or he is manifesting the Sandhini Shakti. And then in Vaikuntha, in the form of Mahasankarshan, Baladev is cultivating the field of the eternal associates of Vaikuntapati, meaning Narayan. Then as Karnadakshay Vishnu, Baladev is cultivating and creating all the Tatastha Shakti entities. living entities. Those who are fit to go both to the spiritual abode and to the material abode. They can go both places. So these Karanadakshay Vishnu, Baladev is cultivating all these Tatastha living entities. So Krishna is Sachidananda Vigraha. And this word actually consists of three words, Sat, Chit and Ananda. So Krishna himself is considered to be the predominating deity of Chit. Chit means Gyan, which when condensed or intensified converts into Bhav. And this Bhav goes up to the stage of Mahabhav. Baladev Prabhu is the predominating deity of Sat. Sat means existence. And all existence comes from Balaram Prabhu. All existence comes from Balaram Prabhu. Even the existence of Krishna's body, get this one, even the existence of Krishna's body is due to Balaram. Radharani is the predominating deity of Ananda, and all these three are together Sat, Chit and Ananda in Krishna. Now, although these three are in Krishna together, but they are also separate. This is Krishna's inconceivable potency. Each and every potency of Krishna can take a separate form. Every potency of Krishna can take a separate form. For example, his drishti, his sight, it also becomes personified. His capacity to see is his potency, and it can also take a form. So in our case, this potency is invisible. But in Krishna's case, the same potency can take a form. So drishti, the potency to see, it can also become personified. This is true also in the case of Radharani. Her rupa is Rupa Manjari. We said this the other day. Radharani's rupa, her form, is personified as Rupa Manjari. And what about her sight, her vision? Nayana Mani Manjari. That's Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. So in this way, although the Sachidananda potencies are in Krishna, when they take forms, then they become Balaram and Radharani. Yes. So as Ananga Manjari, Balaram serves Radharani in the conjugal mellow. In Radha Kunda, the central and the most important kunja is called Swananda Sukhada Kunja. This kunja belongs to who? Ananga Manjari. And in this kunja, she always arranges nice paraphernalia for the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Ananga Manjari does these arrangements. So in Ram Leela, the same Baladev was Lakshman. Turn this off. Zero.
Я так и сделал до этого.
So in move that microphone. We can get something to the microphone.
Не работает. Включи.
Haribol. No.
Харе Кришна. У меня работает. Может, maybe you turn off.
No, it's on, but it's not. That wire, she has to just move that slightly, very slightly. Haribol. Haribol, Gauranga. So in Ram Leela, this same Baladev, he was Lakshman. And there, in that Leela, he was forced to perform many types of pastimes. And he did not wish to perform these pastimes. So at that time, he was the younger brother, and he could not say anything to his elder brother. He had to perform one fire test for Sita, and he had to banish her. So in Gaur Leela, he came back as Lord Nityananda, the older brother, not the younger brother, and he broke the Ekadanda of Mahaprabhu. So sometimes Baladev Prabhu appears black. Do you know that? There's a place called Dauji. There's a very big deity of Baladev on the other side of the Yamuna. That town is called Dauji. Dauji means the older brother, Baladev. So, but sometimes Baladev also appears blackish. And why does he appear blackish? So when he came from Dwarka and he found the gopis who were so much absorbed in Krishna, then he also began feeling separation from Krishna, and he absorbed himself in Krishna, and he became black. So now Gurudev is telling that you should respect all the Vaishnavas and develop your tendency to serve. Try to serve each and every Vaishnava. Cultivate this taste of serving. Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj had engaged some of his disciples in cultivating the seeds of eggplant. Why? Because they were not fit to continue chanting throughout the entire day. So they had wanted to learn so much from him, but upon accepting them as disciples, he asked them to cultivate a field of eggplants. So when Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur went there, they complained to him, "Oh, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj is so close to you. Please ask him something for us. We have left our homes to learn something about Krishna consciousness and chanting and Harikatha. But instead of giving us Harikatha, he is asking us to do this field cultivation." So now Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur felt their pulse like a doctor. He felt their pulse and he replied, "Yes, he has done correctly. This is your bhakti level. This is your Krishna consciousness cultivation. Because all of us are not fit to continue chanting all day, we require to work. And we should serve according to the instructions given by Vaishnavas and Gurudev." So then Gurudev mentions that today is also Raksha Bandhan. We bind a very fancy cloth bracelet called a Rakhi to Krishna. Earlier, this festival was practiced differently from today. We bind Rakhi to Krishna or to Balaram so that they will protect us. They are our real protectors. And Anantadev is our real protector. So this was the purpose of this festival. And then during the reign of one Mohammedan leader, the Mohammedans were inflicting so much atrocity on the Indian women. Many Indian women accepted powerful kings as their protectors. And they sent their Rakhi to them. And they said, "Please bind this Rakhi and protect us." So since that time, this festival has taken place. That a sister will bind a Rakhi around the wrist of a brother who will protect her. But the protector, however, is not in fact a brother. The protector is actually Balaram. We can also take Gurudev as our protector from unwanted activities and mentalities and aparads, etc. We can bind this Rakhi to Gurudev, and we should have this belief in our heart that in order to serve our Gurudev, we can kill the whole world. It is not that you go and you start killing the whole world, but this must be the emotion and the feeling in your heart. Whoever does not have Guru Nishtha, they cannot progress. Whoever does not have Guru Nishtha, they cannot progress. This does not mean that because I am your Guru, I am asking and persuading you to serve me, but this is what I am seeing from our Guru Parampara. Srila Prabhupada used to say about Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj that when I approached him to take initiation, he refused me. He made a pretext that I had so much knowledge, but in fact he was saying to me, you are so much proud of being learned. So he wanted to break my pride, and he refused to give me initiation. My whole pride was collapsed, and I began to fast. I vowed that I will die now, I will die. Then he gave me initiation. So similarly, my Gurudev served Prabhupada so earnestly. In one night, he changed a graveyard into a garden. So whenever he used to talk about his Gurudev, he could not utter the words, Srila Prabhupada. He used to weep bitterly. And we see that this does not take place in our case. He was so much dedicated to his Gurudev. Now, if someone is criticizing one's Gurudev and the disciple remains quiet, then he is not more than an impotent eunuch. When our Gurudev started Rath Yatra in Navadvip, no one criticized him. But when he left this world, however, a very highly advanced devotee spoke something against Rath Yatra in Navadvip. The day I heard it, I could not sleep at night. And I was restless and so much agitated. Soon after, I wrote an article in our magazine, and that article created chaos, havoc, and very great agitation on the other side. Hence, there was a fight, and that fight lasted for an entire year. So if we do not do these things, then we are not doing Manobhishta Seva, service to the inner heart's desire of Sri Gurudev. We should establish our Gurudev's principles, and when any opposition comes, we should defeat it. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. So this is 2 articles. I'm not going to read further at this point. We're fasting today. Only till noon though. So now we will complete this class of Baladev Tattva, Baladev Purnima. There's about two other articles that are also very worthwhile to read, but now we've run out of time. So in this way we are offering our obeisances to Sri Baladev Prabhu, Balaram, Rohini Nandan, Baladev Prabhu. And we are praying for his causeless mercy because he is the original Guru. He is called Akhanda Guru Tattva, the unbroken principle, undivided principle of Guru. Although divided into so many forms, but the original is called Akhanda, not divided. So Baladev Prabhu is that personality of Akhanda Guru Tattva, and we are making an attempt, although feeble, to worship him and serve him and remember him and glorify him on this day of his transcendental appearance in this world. And one important thing is that, you know, that our Srila Prabhupada, he celebrated this day, Baladev Purnima, which, of course, he was in Calcutta at that time. But But the very next day after Baladev Purnima in the year 1965, then Srila Prabhupada now began his journey. He boarded the ship Jaladuta with his luggages. He had his boxes of books also, trunks of books, loaded onto the ship. And the ship set sail on the day after Baladev Purnima. Because, first of all, Purnima day, it is very pure and very favorable, and the day after Purnima, the first day of the new month, is called yes. How is it again? Pratipat. I was thinking Pratibha. Okay. All right. So Pratipat means the first day after the full moon. Tomorrow is Pratipat. Tomorrow we will break our Ekadasi fast on Pratipat day. And that is the day when Srila Prabhupada chose to embark on his journey. Very auspicious. Baladev Purnima day and the day after, now with the blessings of Akhanda Guru Tattva Baladev Prabhu, Srila Prabhupada set sail to cross the ocean and the seas. And during his journey, he prayed very intensively to Krishna. And Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj marked when he heard the prayers written by Prabhupada on the Jaladuta, two prayers or songs. And one was written about a week or two before he arrived in Boston Harbor. And the other one was written at Boston Harbor while he was on the ship waiting for 24 hours. And these two prayers, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar, in particular the first one, Krishna Tava Punya Habe Bhai. Srila Sridhar Maharaj explained that it is very evident in this prayer that this Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, he is praying so earnestly he is praying to Krishna that, oh Krishna, my Guru Maharaj has given me this duty that I should preach and distribute this message to the whole world in the English language. But I am not qualified to do this. I am so unqualified to do this. But you, O Krishna, can make the impossible possible. So I'm praying at your lotus feet that somehow or other I will be able to preach this message in such a way that the people can become attracted. Please make my words understandable and attractive to them. And in this way, he prayed in a helpless way. He truly felt completely helpless. So what did he do? He prayed to Krishna. You cannot even imagine his mood at that time. He was still recovering from a heart attack that he had had a couple of weeks before. And so Srila Sridhar Maharaj, upon hearing his prayer, written in Bengali language, then Srila Sridhar Maharaj expressed that in a hopeless way and in a helpless way, he was praying, feeling himself completely fallen. And so therefore, because Srila Sridhar Maharaj often talks about the positive and the negative, that the positive attracts, that the negative attracts the positive. Krishna is like the supreme positive. And the ashraya, or the pure devotee, personified ultimately in the form of Srimati Radharani, is the supreme ashraya, the negative potency. And that attracts Krishna so much when his devotee feels genuinely unqualified and very extremely humble. So therefore, Srila Sridhar Maharaj said, when Krishna heard this prayer, then he said that divine power, Shakti, divine power had to descend. It had to descend. Divine power. And so then Srila Sridhar Maharaj said, therefore I declare him to be Shakti Avesh Avatar. And when Srila Sridhar Maharaj was asked, when he made this statement, then one of his senior disciples asked him, "O Guru Maharaj, which particular Shakti, because Krishna has innumerable Shaktis, Parasya Shaktir Vividhaiva Shruyate. So which Shakti had to descend?" And then Srila Sridhar Maharaj said, Nityananda Shakti. Nityananda Shakti. So, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, he is the original Guru. And in this way, he actually manifested his full potency in the personality of our Srila Prabhupada. And thus he was able to accomplish this task, to please his Guru. And at the beginning of that prayer, that he's saying, Krishna Tava Punya Habe Bai. Oh Krishna, I know that you are always very, very anxious to receive the goodwill of Srimati Radharani. You are always anxious for this, O Krishna. So I want to give you a suggestion. I know how Radharani can become pleased with you. Radharani Kushi Habe. How Radharani will become pleased with you, O Krishna. And then he began to say, my Guru Maharaj is Varsavanavi Devi Dayata Das, most dearmost servant of Vrishabhanu Nandini Srimati Radhika. And my Guru Maharaj has given me this order that I should preach this message. But I am so unqualified to do this. So therefore, O Krishna, I'm praying to you and I'm giving you a suggestion that if you help me, what will take place for you? O Radharani will be very pleased with you, O Krishna. Radharani Kushi Habe. So in this way, Srila Prabhupada became the Shaktivesh avatar of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, who is none other than Baladev Prabhu himself. So in this way, we are observing this Baladev Purnima day, the appearance day of Sri Baladev Prabhu, and after 1 week, we will observe Krishna Janmastami. And the day after Krishna Janmastami, we will observe the appearance day of our beloved Srila Prabhupada, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So in this way, I'm finishing my class today on reading these two beautiful articles made from the lectures of our beloved Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, on the Baladev Purnima day, and praying for his causeless mercy and for the causeless mercy of our whole Guru Varga, our whole Rupanuga Guru Varga, that they bless us so that we can one day become an actual servant of Sri Guru. We can become one in our heart with Sri Guru. And he can become the most beloved personality in our whole life and our whole existence, and develop this deep attachment for Guru, which is the backbone of bhakti. So we're praying for these blessings on this wonderful Baladev Purnima day. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Gurudev. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Baladeva, Baladeva, Jaya Baladeva. Jaya Balarama, Jaya Balarama, Balarama, Jaya Balarama. Jai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Brindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavachai Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Vsyaslava Savrafyam Sya Priyadanim. All glory to the assembled devotees. Is the prasadam all ready now? Okay. So now all of us will go upstairs and we will take some prasadam. Huh?
In Ramani potato, it's need to blend 5 minutes.
Okay, so she should do that. She should go quickly and she should do that. Do it right now and bring it to my room. Anything else needs to be brought to my room? Anything else? The cucumbers,
In mother's room.
the what?
This is in Madhavi's room.
It's in Madhavi's. All the other is in Madhavi's room. So you should bring it over to my room because I have to complete that.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So you have to do that so I can complete it. Okay? Because we're all going to take prasadam, and even Bopade Prabhu is going to be with me today taking prasadam. So we have to get this done immediately.
Yeah, no, that's ну, это главное, что расчеты не захотелось продемонстрировать, если этим
I don't know who Gurudev is exactly referring to, but he is one of them. There was more than one who were writing articles. Gurudev is saying this with sarcasm. I understand sarcasm.